You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
We all kiss.
You wish.
You do wish.
Stop trying to kiss me, little Jenny.
LaToya came to the taping sipping out of a mug that says Big Daddy, and I feel like it is specifically an attack on me.
I think it's just me.
Jenny.
I don't know if it has anything to do with you.
Big Daddy and wait, Big Daddy, Little Jenny, and did I become like what did you say my name was? That's me.
Wasn't it Mama K or something?
Mama K, yes. I knew it was Mama, but I was like, what was it? It wasn't Mama Kristin. Mm-hmm. Mama K to go with Mama B and Mama, what were they? T on the L word is what I have in my head.
Okay. Okay.
Kick us off, Jenny.
Hello and welcome back to Buffering the Vampire Slayer, once more with spoilers. Watcher's Diary number 4, starring Jenny Owen Youngs.
Wow, really thought you were gonna say starring and then our special guest's name, but no,
with Kristin Russo and special guest star LaToya Ferguson.
Wow, welcome to the pod, LaToya. Does that give me bottom ranking?
That's what I was aiming for, yeah.
I don't need to know about that, about your bottom ranking.
LaToya, finally, you're here.
Hello, my friends. Hello.
Hi. We've been trying to schedule this for a while. People have been sick. Babies have been crying. Wrestling has been wrestled in Las Vegas.
Asphalt has been being broken apart, and bedrock has been found underneath. It's really been a journey for everyone.
And where
Together
were the Flintstones in all of this?
Yeah. LaToya, you were supposed to be on our entire episode for Out of Mind, Out of Sight.
Correct.
And you know, like, maybe this is just a blessing in disguise, because now we get to have your thoughts on the entirety of season 1. Mm-hmm. But I want to start with that was your pick. That was like, this is the fucking episode I want to be on, and I need to know why, because we haven't even gotten a chance to connect.
Wow. So a queer girl becomes invisible through the power of magic. I feel like I can relate. What? She's obsessed with Cordelia. Same.
Would you have had a crush on Cordelia in high school? That would have been your...
I would not have admitted it to myself. I just really wanted to be her friend. You know?
Of course. Yes. Yeah. You just want to hang out with her all the time. That's all. Yeah.
Exactly.
You guys, does Marcie like Cordelia?
Where have you been?
I just got here.
I mean, I think you can extrapolate to that place.
I've never recorded a podcast in my life, nor have I ever been a secretly gay teen in love with a just unbelievably heterosexual sort of prom queen type, so couldn't possibly relate. How could I have ever drawn this conclusion?
Why do I now only want a t-shirt that says in giant letters, wait, what did you say? Unbelievably heterosexual?
Is that what I said? Incurably heterosexual.
I mean, back in the day, a friend once called me aggressively heterosexual. This is a true story.
Wow, so you did a good job.
Did a great job.
Congrats.
LaToya, you know that the whole reason I watched the Power Rangers was because of a very, 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 very good friendship I wanted to have with a girl in my class. Right?
Aw.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say you wanted to have a very good friendship with the Pink Ranger.
No, that came after I watched the Power Rangers.
It's like, aha. But yeah, also Clea Duvall is an icon, so.
Yeah, Clea Duvall is an icon. One day we'll have her on the pod to talk about one of her most important and influential roles, Marcie, on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
It's wild that she is in an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
It really is.
Yeah.
So, LaToya, you have some notes. I think we should follow. Also, I have a question. Are we in your lair, or is your lair only for the X-Files?
I think the layers for X-Files because I get, Mom, I'm scared, so. There's no Mom, I'm scared here, so.
You get to guide this ship.
Don't make me guide.
Okay. Well, I will
wanna be the
prompt you by
captain.
saying, please tell us some of your most important thoughts from season 1 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer that we did not get to hear from your mouth.
Yeah, I'm not the
time.
captain. I'm Dr. Odyssey. That's what I am. But also, the big question, I think, for season 1 is, are Spring Fling and the prom the same thing?
Listen. And it continues. I will tell you, spoilers for season 2, they're talking about that dance as the prom also in the first episode of season 2. And I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Also, you're the Spring Fling May Queen, but are you the Spring Fling King if you're the boy?
May
King? No one was talking about May King at all.
You're gonna miss out on the opportunity to say Spring Fling King.
Spring.
That's just
Spling.
me that wants. Okay.
Spling Fling
Spling.
King. You know how babies go in sleep sacks? I had to focus so much on that word. The level of exhaustion in our household is such that we 90% of the time say sweep sacks because we try to say swaddle and sleep sack at the same time. So they're now just known as sweep sacks. Sweep.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, so your vote then, LaToya, Spring Fling is or is not prom?
No, I don't think. Is the Spring Fling even officially a Sunnydale sanctioned dance? I don't know. I'm trying to think. It can't be. It has to be different. It has to be a different thing.
It's like Cordelia.
She moves on pretty quickly to another guy between Spring Fling and prom.
Mm-hmm.
She also is elected, like, her May Queenship is announced not at the Spring Fling, but in the courtyard, in the middle of in the broad daylight.
It feels like maybe it's a community thing that, I don't know, maybe a sponsor, someone who gives money to the school is like, this is a thing.
Well, in my school, prom was only for juniors and seniors. So I always interpreted Spring Fling as like the dance that the underclassmen got to do because like they didn't have their prom yet. But
and they are
Xander's asking people to prom.
Right. But maybe they're just calling it prom because they're not yet juniors. They want to be, but they don't have, well, they might have a prom in their junior year.
30 minutes later.
We just don't see it. Anyway, LaToya, tell us your other thoughts. I'm so sorry.
Wait, no, that's it. We're done. Watcher's Diary, Spring Fling edition. Well, I just wanted to say, so my thoughts on season 1 as a whole, because, everyone has their opinion on season 1 of Buffy. What are your thoughts on the season as a whole first, before I go into mine?
2 thumbs up. I mean, sure, when I'm trying to onboard people who are unfamiliar with the series, you lean into, it's a little campy. They're like figuring out what they're doing, but there's like so much important stuff. My personal philosophy is, if you're going to watch a show, watch the show. You know what I mean? There's going to be stuff happening in season 2, even though, it's arguably, I mean, let's be real, it's a superior season. But so much track is laid in season 1. You're going to have richer emotional rewards watching season 2 and the rest of the series if you watch season 1. And there's fun Monster of the Week stuff. We're getting character establishment all over the place. It's a good time. That's what I think.
Yeah, I don't know, LaToya, if you can relate to this, but I will say, coming off of the X-Files and going into the first season of Buffy, I already loved the first season when I went back to it because I knew the characters. And I think, none of us can ever watch the first season again, but I think I struggled initially with the first season because I didn't know the characters yet. Once you know the characters, I think the first season, I love so much of it. There's some like dud episodes, but I think it's a great season. And I think it proves that you can have a first season of a show that is actually really good, unlike some other television shows that we've covered, which have good episodes, but as a season, I think, struggle.
My thoughts on season 1 are that it rules. Also, 2 thumbs up.
Nice.
No, it's not the best season of Buffy, and I would say like not the best season by any stretch. But honestly, if you're into like the campy horror version, it could be the best season for you. Honestly, but when I'm doing a rewatch, for example, I never skip any episodes, and I don't like wish I'm watching something else. Which honestly, I can't say the same for the last 2 seasons of Buffy. Unfortunately, a lot of the time, and it's kind of how I feel, about like Angel season 1 versus Angel season 5 too. So I love season 1. It's a fun little thing, and even like whatever quote unquote the duds, I find something fun in each time. Yeah,
it was really interesting because this watch through, I realized that some of the most important lines were nestled into some of the episodes that I would have considered like way non-important, just by like the plot, like the bigger plot line. Episodically, do you have like, okay, so my guess would be that the episode Angel would be top in your ranking, or at least close therein, but do you have like favorites from this season?
I mean, favorites, Welcome to Hellmouth Harvest, good opener, a good way to start things up. Angel I love, but like in terms of top episodes, probably, Witch, which is a great follow-up to the opening. Let's see. I'm looking at the list. Prophecy Girl, obviously, that's the best episode. Like, like, come on. Come on, son. Like, what are we talking about here? The Pack, which is, I think, pretty great. I love The Pack, honestly. And when, what was it? Didn't Rishi say he hadn't seen that one? And I was like, what are you doing?
Yes.
He's like, the ones he'd seen in season 1. And like, no, you need to see that one. Also, just in general of the season, it's interesting to see moving forward past this season where they could have zagged, where they unfortunately zigged with Xander. There are so many ways to make Xander better.
Xander.
Yeah, there's so many ways to make Xander better after this season because like the potential's there, the moments are there, and then it's like, nope, we're just gonna keep Xandering him up.
Well, I think one idea that they had that did actually work out very well and like was super effective was put him in a Speedo. I think that was really good.
Well,
moving forward.
That was integral, of course. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just as long as we're on the same page about that.
But as I've said before, having him lean into the more Jossian aspects of his personality, that's what did him in, for us at least.
Yeah. Could we have all turned a corner right then? If Xander had continued on a better path, would his creator have also? We'll never know.
Have you guys heard about this? Or maybe Kristen, I can't remember if I brought it up in a pod, but apparently at some point after Go Fish, production was like, Nick, can you stop going to the gym? Because we don't think it would be believable that like Star Wars fucking nerd guy like Xander would be jacked. And imagine a young man being allowed on a television show today without on the WB without being like unbelievably sculpted and ridiculous.
It's
just like
I
to the
think,
max.
What is it, like if Freaks and Geeks had continued on, because I guess Martin Starr was getting into shape, like basically they were gonna make his character a jock because like he was gonna be too jacked to be still a geek, essentially.
Wow. The same doesn't seem to apply to female characters. I feel like if they are nerdy, they simply have to put on glasses, but must still be very fit, thin, etc.
The shit bomb in the ponytail and the paint splattered overalls.
Disgusting.
Gross. I have some specific questions for you about Angel just because we've been really having a good time with him in season 1. But since you're the, I think, world's biggest Angel expert, I think that's fair to say. You know?
Yeah.
I think you probably know more about Angel than David Boreanaz. And
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
LaToya's forgotten more about Angel than David Boreanaz has ever known.
But when I came into season 1 again, I had forgotten the beginnings of Angel and like how, I don't know, suave they had written him in the beginning. So I just want to hear
how
you
he's
mean
just
as a
a
cocky
completely
prick?
different guy.
Yeah, like basically that he wasn't a bumbling doofus that we love.
Rat boy over there.
And he also is just like way more, he is like edgy and like deliberately aloof versus sort of like tortured.
He's trying
you know?
to neg her, basically, and then that doesn't work for him, at least. Because honestly, the season 2 premiere is basically like, did I neg you too much or something? I'm sorry.
Are you mad at me? And we're like, oh, there's our boy.
There he is.
Did I do something wrong? It's like he's apologizing for all the negging from season 1. I'm gonna neg her. I'm gonna avoid her completely and hang out with her dad. That's what he decided to do instead.
Well,
that's the second half of the season. He's just like, I'm gonna hang out with Giles, but don't tell her.
I mean, you know, he and Giles are closer to being contemporaries than he and Buffy. So it makes sense. They'd want to hang out, bro down, share literature.
But yeah, I've noted before that, especially in the pilot, Boreanaz's performance is very Angelus-like. They definitely tone that down. Like the most Angel in that is when she's like, "Do you have a friend?" and he makes this sad puppy face. He's like, "No." It's like when he thinks that Cordelia thinks he's fat. Basically, that's the face he makes when she brings up him not having friends. They kind of work better on figuring out who he is. He obviously gets more Angel that we know in the episode Angel because he has Darla bullying him. That's a good way to get the Angel we know. Just have Darla bully him. And then by the end of the season, he's doing that little dainty staking.
This is the first time I've watched season 1 since like watching Angel. Oh, I guess not. But since really, really like getting deep with Angel, the television series. And so it's been very fun to watch Cordelia and Angel interact in season 1, thinking about where they're going to go.
They're meet cute.
Yeah, exactly.
And then as I've already watched a good portion of season 2 and season 3 when I was in Vegas. So seeing them interact in early season 2, that's fun stuff. With we'll talk when we get into season 2 about the blonde Cordelia experiment.
Yeah, and I want, before we're done with this Watcher's Diary, I want to hear some of your most anticipated moments of season 2. But first, let me ask you a couple of these. It's actually, there's just one question and one piece of information that I want to make sure that you know about. We talked on an episode about what instrument Angel plays, and I thought you might want to have a go.
Oh, yes. I even noted that. I'm like, what would he play? Because now I'm trying to differentiate between like what I would feel Boreanaz would play and what Angel would play, you know?
Yeah.
Because, let's see. Boreanaz, I could see drums or maybe bass. So I'm taking that away from Angel. What would Angel play? Keyboard. Very sad keyboard.
I love that it's keyboard and not piano. There's
very
something
sad
very
keyboard.
special about that. Yeah.
It's like, I'm referencing Friends again. It's like Ross playing his music. That's what it is.
Oh God.
You know
Wow.
I'm right.
Yeah.
Wow, is Angel the Ross of Buffy? And
Well,
also,
let's
is this
let's
not the
put that
first
on him.
time? I feel like maybe we have done this before.
Like who is who?
It's just simply
Yeah.
because he is the largest and he should eat them all. Is that why he is Ross?
Tall, dark, occasionally leather pants.
Oh my God.
The most moody.
Amazing dance moves.
He definitely is the most moody and has the best dance moves. Those things they do share in common. That's very true.
Eventually, Schwimmer does get really into having gel in his hair.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm going outside of the main crew, but I feel like Harmony and Joey are definitely of the same, cut.
Harmony's more mean-spirited than Joey, though, is the thing.
That's true. But they're both, like, imagine the two of them.
What
I
about
don't know.
latter day Harmony after she's matured?
Like, Devin is Joey.
But I feel like Joey, I know this is going to sound like a wild sentence, but I feel like Joey has more substance than Devin.
Oh, absolutely. That's the thing. You can't box Joey in, is the thing.
Yeah.
Wait, is Buffy Monica? Right?
Yeah.
No.
Two Capricorns alike in
Oh,
dignity.
yeah.
Monica, because Willow goes full control freak. So,
Oh, yeah,
tries to
Willow.
destroy the world.
Monica wishes she could go as control freak as Willow. Who's Rachel?
Well, then Buffy has to be Rachel, duh. Especially if Angel's Ross.
Oh, well, yeah. If Angel's
Okay.
Ross, then by default, Buffy would get assigned Rachel. But they just don't seem of the same.
But also, no, because then Xander is Chandler, and I just think about when Buffy is, like, getting into what Xander's, like, saying about how, Malcolm can be whatever it is, and she's, like, really getting invested, because, like, these two idiots together. I'm just thinking
Right.
of, like, Rachel and Chandler eating the floor cheesecake.
Oh, my God.
That's Buffy and Xander.
Yeah, Xander clearly, we didn't even talk about. Clearly, Chandler. Clearly.
This all makes sense. This all tracks now.
Uh-huh. And then we're just missing a Phoebe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's sort of like Cordelia is straddling, I feel like, Phoebe and Rachel
Sounds
in a
like
way.
literally none of our business.
No. It's none of our business, but she's got a foot on either side of the line, I feel.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like Buffy maybe has a foot on the other
Is
on
Corey
either side
Janice?
of the Rachel.
Yes. 100,000% yes. Dawn also has a toe in the Janice pool, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan is Gunther.
Oh,
Very,
Like-
yes.
they kind of have the same like bang, like very short
Bangs.
man bangs.
Man, thanks.
All right. Well, that.
Wait,
I'm glad
and
we did
Tara,
that.
Tara is both Susan and Susan's wife.
Yes.
Kristin, not every queer woman is the same queer woman.
I don't know what you're talking about.
This queer woman is too queer woman.
But what about Kennedy?
Oh, she's not part of this.
Everyone's favorite.
No, Kennedy is Christina Applegate.
No, Christina Applegate is great on Friends, though. Kennedy, I can appreciate on occasion. I
Uh-huh.
don't give her Christina Applegate, the goddess.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm obsessed with Christina Applegate. I was just
Christina
trying to...
Applegate
Wait,
is
Christina
Jasmine.
Applegate is Rachel's sister. Who's the one that kisses Rachel one time?
Oh, that is Winona.
Okay, so that's what I meant. Kennedy is Winona.
Oh, right. She's somebody's ex or ex-friend.
Yeah.
And then they kiss?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow,
and
I'm
Christina
so
Applegate
excited.
is Jasmine.
Wait, who is?
Christina Applegate.
Oh. Fucking deep cuts over here.
Yeah.
I'm so excited that we just spent that amount of time doing our chart on Friends to Buffy comparison.
It's research.
Yeah.
It's academia.
So it was
Yeah.
good
You
that I
know?
mentioned Friends again. I've not rewatched Friends in ages, and yet actually no. So because I just my latest will they won't they piece for the AV Club had Ross and Rachel on the list. So
I
also had
mean,
just Kermit and Miss Piggy and Kermit. So
oh,
OTP.
I saw that. I love it. The days are getting longer. The weather is getting warmer. Spring is inarguably springing. Make this your best season yet with nutritious 2-minute meals from Factor. Eating well has never been this easy. Just heat up and enjoy, giving you more time to do what you want, like get outside, instead of prepping and cooking indoors. Factor meals arrive fresh and ready to eat at your door. I love that Factor has 45 menu options every single week. Whoa. And you can choose from Protein Plus, Keto, Vegan, and more. They've also got delicious vitamin-packed juices and wellness shots. Yum. Get started at factormeals.com/buffering50off and use code buffering50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code buffering50OFF at factormeals.com/buffering50OFF for 50% off plus free shipping.
If you've ever shopped online, and let's face it, who hasn't? Chances are you've bought something from a business powered by Shopify. You know that purple Shop Pay button you see at checkout? The one that makes buying so incredibly easy? That's Shopify. And there's a reason so many businesses sell with it, because Shopify makes things easier, and not just for shoppers. They make it easy to start and run your business. Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. It gives you a leg up from day dot with hundreds of beautiful ready-to-go templates to express your brand style so you can get up and running fast. You can tackle your important tasks, from inventory to payments to analytics and more, all in one place. You can also spread your brand's word with built-in marketing and email tools built for you to find and keep new customers. And remember that iconic purple Shop Pay button that's used by millions of businesses around the world? It's why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. Your customers already know and love it. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. Shopify.com/realm.
Okay, because we want to talk to you about season 2 before we get there. Live on mic, you can tell us what episodes you want to come and talk to us about. But before we get there, we have not yet done the What Was Dawn Doing segment for Prophecy Girl. And we have, our listener, Kristin with an I, who is not me. I'm not writing in pretending I'm a listener.
That's what you keep saying, but no one believes this.
Whole separate person is writing these, I swear. So with your permission, I would love to, LaToya, welcome you to your very first What Was Dawn Doing?
Was she at the mall? Was she at ballet? Was she drawn on a trapper keeper all day? Was she nursing a crush on a boy from PE? Was she writing it all down in her diary? What was Dawn doing? What was Dawn doing? What was Dawn doing? What was Dawn doing?
Okay, Kristin with an I, not me, says, since finding the diary, Dawn's hardly had any time to find what she's looking for in Buffy's diary: monsters, vampires, magic. But Buffy's pre-1997 entries were mostly about shopping, her boyfriend, Jeffrey, and Christian Slater. The next night, Buffy is out again, probably with her vampire boyfriend, while Dawn is at a group sleepover with the friends she made during her first year of school: Shannon, Melinda, and Janice. They talk about boys. Have you seen the boy from PE, school, and siblings?
Yes! PE boy visibility. He has entered the chat.
Dawn tells her friends about her sister kissing a boy, and Shannon discloses that her older brother knows a girl who died because she choked on her boyfriend's tongue.
Yeah.
Their giggling is interrupted by shaking ground beneath them, an earthquake, a 5.1 at least. Buffy comes home from school the next day upset and looks through old photo albums to the sound of melancholic ballads. When Dawn tries to ask what's wrong, Buffy deflects, suddenly energized with the idea that they should all go away for the weekend. But Dawn has another sleepover planned with her friends, which is why Buffy suggests to Joyce they go out of town, just the two of them. Buffy deflates and returns to the photo album while Dawn passes her mom on her way out. The following night, Buffy shows off her new dress in Dawn's room, which Dawn loves. She asks Buffy if she's going to the dance with the boy she was kissing, and Buffy coyly remarks no, before sharply adding that Dawn cannot tell Mom. Before she embarks to fight the Master, Buffy hugs Dawn tightly and tells her that she loves her and she'll be okay. Hours later, Buffy arrives home victorious and dirty. Dreaming of nothing but collapsing into her bed, Buffy's caught off guard by what awaits her in her bedroom. Dawn sits on Buffy's bed, diary open in her lap. Before Buffy can threaten her little sister with bodily injury, they lock eyes and Dawn declares, "I am so telling Mom." Dun, dun, dun!
See, did I miss the noting that Dawn was like, "What did you do to Xander? How could you break his heart?" That's what she should have been doing.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, she somehow, like, Buffy probably just upset, like, said, like, Dawn was like, "Where's, Willow and Xander, of course," and everything. It's like, they're not coming over. Xander and I are in a fight or whatever. And Dawn finds out why. And she hates Buffy for this.
Yeah. Good addendum. Excellent addendum.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Kristin with an I, and I cannot wait to get your thoughts on Dawn in season 2. She'll be 11 by then, right? She's
growing up so fast.
I know, she really is. She's going to be a person in no time.
Also, do you know how often I get the "What Was Dawn Doing" song stuck in my head? It's a lot.
It's a bop.
Yes.
It's a fucking bop. Yeah, Jenny.
I do look forward to it when I'm listening to these episodes. I would also look forward to a white nonsense theme, but
Yeah, we're waiting. Jenny, give us the white nonsense theme.
Have we decided what genre it should be?
I look to you for guidance. Should it sound like the
I was thinking grunge. I'm not even anti-grunge.
Right, but
it seems right.
If you had to pick the most white nonsensian,
plus I feel like I would make Jenny do white reggae. So if I really want to do white nonsense, but I don't want her to get canceled.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think she would get in trouble.
Thank you for protecting me. I feel like lyrics about like going into a small cabin that is entirely wallpapered in pornography magazine pages. That kind of lyric really fits in a grunge context, I think. Going into the partying in the woods. Oh, when there's a full moon.
Yeah.
And animal killings going on in your small town.
Oh my God, I can't wait for a grunge Jenny jingle.
I'm actually really excited for this.
Yeah.
I also I swore an oath that I would make a proper version of the "What Was Dawn Doing" jingle in time for season 2, something that would feel appropriately sort of like Disney Channel show.
But I like it how it is.
You like it how it is?
I know that's how I feel. I get very attached to things.
But if you could do a "That's So Raven-esque" version, okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'll do my best. I recently, and sometime in the last couple of years, Jess watched all of Boy Meets World for some reason, which was a delightful romp.
Have you never seen it, or was it the first time? Or
I'd never seen it before, and
wow.
I couldn't believe that they just kept changing the theme song like every season or two. It would just be
favorite?
Like a totally different song. I would have to go. Now it's been long enough that they all have kind of like mushed together. So I'll have to get back to you. I'll have to do a little refreshment and report back.
That reminds me, at some point in season 2, we should do our spin-off special podcast where we talk about all of the Prince music videos.
I was just about to mention that, actually.
That Romeo Mort was in. That has to happen. That is critical.
That's its own episode, yeah.
Yes, 100%. Jenny, I think that you definitely cannot get past Inca Mummy Girl without the white nonsense jingle. We must have it.
Oh, for
Gotta be ready.
yeah, it's got to be ready. If not sooner, then that's your.
Well,
that's your
yeah.
deadline.
You know what else is definitely what I feel like I can confidently identify as white nonsense. Orchestrating the death of girls at your school so that you can cut them up and put them into the form of the, quote, perfect woman.
Okay. LaToya, season 2.
Yes.
Most anticipated. I mean, it's having just had to sift through and try to find my own most anticipated moments. It's hard. But what are the bangers for you?
I mean, not even technically moments in the show itself, but my most anticipated is the rise of Marty Noxon, because I'm even just to get everything clear. I'm looking at the wiki. So Joss and Greenwald and Rob DeSoto and Dean Talley were the only writers who came back. Everyone else was new. Marty was hired as a staff writer, then mid-season got promoted to story editor. And she has after Joss and I think Greenwalt, she has the highest number of writing credits in the season.
Wow. Okay.
I mean,
so it is really.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
All right.
But honestly, and we know we were clowning on some assembly required. I really kind of enjoy that episode, especially because from that episode, they already set up like, Cordelia and Xander could be a thing, possibly. And Xander's
I
blowing her
just
off. That's
watched.
pretty funny.
I just watched some assembly required, and like based on just like my memory of the JPEG of the little icon, I was like, oh, this is a silly Monster of the Week episode. And then I was surprised when I watched it. I was like, oh, I actually really like this episode.
Because also the season actually, like from the beginning of the season, it starts Buffy, Angel in an actual relationship. So of course, so they can rip that away from us. But it does start them actually doing things to be a couple. And speaking of the premiere, when she was bad, I will say, because I've been, as I keep noting for the listeners, you don't know, I've been watching the Amazon free live channels for Buffy in the background while I've been working, and so I've been seeing a lot of season 2 and 3 the past few weeks, and so I actually saw Becoming Part 2 before I watched When She Was Bad, when it finally looped around, but. In Becoming Part 2, or Becoming Part 1, the end of it, right? When Angelus is like, and you fall for it every single time.
Yeah.
Yes, that's because he literally witnessed it happen. And When She Was Bad, when she falls for the trap, goes to the bronze, and Giles gets taken. Everyone gets taken in the beginning of the season. So he literally Angelus uses what he saw as Angel in When She Was Bad against her. It all comes back. I really that really hits, having watched those episodes pretty closely together too.
I feel like that's obviously such a thing in Buffy, that there is so much thought put into things that will happen in the future, that they're benchmarked along the way. Are there other shows that you feel do that really well? Because this is the first show that I've noticed it in, but it's also the first show that I've had to go very deep into.
Well, definitely, especially, but a lot of it's followed up. Obviously, I started another Alias rewatch that's up there. We were talking about kind of iffy first seasons, and then the rest of the show's good. Legends of Tomorrow, that's a show where, even rewatching and knowing the characters better, I still say that first season is really rough. And even a person who usually says watch it all, I'm maybe watch the last few episodes of that first season before moving on. But yeah, they're really good at kind of connecting those things to the point where the further you got into that show, they could make really great jokes and bring back characters that didn't work in the first season and somehow find a way to make them work now with what the show actually is. So yeah, that's good. Let's see. In terms of what I'm most anticipating otherwise, let's see. I mean, season 2 it fucking slaps. I mean, I've said it a million times. Season 2, season 3, I usually kind of give them a tie for best season with caveats. I think season 2 has the emotional highs and stuff are so high. If that's what you're into, that's the better season. Season 3, I think, is kind of a technically perfect season of television in general. So, it just depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Sometimes
are you looking for two women handcuffed to each other back to back? Or are you looking for something else?
Well, exactly. Yeah,
it's really for folks who are listening who don't know the whole trajectory of things, or how we all work together. This is very fun, LaToya, because we didn't get to work with you on our first run through Buffy.
I know, it was crazy.
It was. It's truly.
Honestly,
I mean, we should probably
disgusting.
just delete the whole
Actually,
thing.
delete the episode.
Delete the episodes.
Delete the evidence.
Forget spoilers, no spoilers. We're just doing it all over again because LaToya is here now.
Once more with LaToya.
Yeah. But it's you produced with us on the X-Files, and that's my first time and your first time really watching that show. And, we're getting into the third season, and everyone says that's going to be a great time. But it's been a very different journey for production in that space than this. And it's so fun to get to go through the show with you, who are this is your show. and you know so much about television and like the behind the scenes stuff. So it's just very, very exciting to get to have you producing Inside the Buffyverse while we go through it all over again.
Oh, thank you.
Do you have an episode that like you want to be a part that you will quit?
I was gonna go for one. I was like, that's the one. Now I'm like actually two, and now I kind of do want to make it two specifically for. Yeah. I feel like I need to be on What's My Line Part 2, like like Kendra, like
Kendra.
Come on, you gotta let me talk about Bianca Lawson. Come on,
Bianca Lawson playing a teenager to this day.
LaToya, do you know that when we made the show the first time around, people were mad at us because we didn't, and I'm using quotes here, give Bianca Lawson an interview. People were like, how could you snub Bianca? Honey.
Oh yes, you snubbed Bianca's sister.
Yeah.
You snubbed Bianca's sister.
Yeah. Just in case you're listening and you're still stressed out about this, Bianca Lawson is too busy. Bianca Lawson has better stuff to do than talk to us, unfortunately.
You guys, this is not to offend anyone, but like Bianca Lawson is a big deal. Yeah, she's kind of a big deal. Like, come on, she's Bianca Lawson.
She was really busy still playing teenagers at that time.
It's kind of like Clea Duvall, but probably even more so. I'm like the fact that Bianca Lawson is on this show, and I've talked about. I think if I've not talked about it here, I've talked about it before in general. Like Bianca Lawson, kind of being. Once WB, moved more towards white audiences, kind of being like the token black actors they would get. I just always think, and I think part of it is probably because of people complaining, and by people complaining, racist. Because Bianca's also in season 3 of Dawson's Creek. And the story she has, she like plays the new principal's daughter, and she even has like a flirtation with Dawson, and it seems like they're going to be a couple. And basically, that story's cut short because they have to find a way to write out the principal. And I'm like, I feel like people were complaining about Dawson possibly dating a black girl.
Dude.
Yep.
That sounds accurate. That sounds believable.
Doesn't it now? It's like, because it's also the season where, Pacey and Joey are getting together. So, if Dawson also had like a girlfriend, possibly, maybe he would have been less of a psychopath after that. But they got rid of her. Yeah, they got rid of her.
I think that it would be fun, and maybe we will, and maybe we won't have time to do this, but I thought it would be fun to do like a Slayers series where like we do an episode on like all of the Slayers, obviously Buffy and Kendra and Faith, but also the other Slayers that we meet, Nikki Wood, and so I don't know. I'm just putting it out there into the universe that I think it would be very cool to have a Kendra-specific episode where we talk about all things Kendra and make it part of like a little Slayer series. That's all.
And then so there was 2 episodes. So the other one is Passion, which is my favorite episode of Buffy. So
Passion.
Wow, it's your favorite episode of Buffy? Yeah. Okay, let's fucking go.
Whoa. Oh my God, LaToya.
That's me.
In preparation for that episode, what would you say if I proposed?
To me? Aren't you married?
Yes. Well, it's a different kind of proposal, but it is, it does require a certain level of intimacy. Would you commit to leaving your window open, like unlocked, when you go to sleep, so that on a night of my choosing, I could creep into your room and sketch you while you sleep?
How Dahlia would feel about that.
Oh, yeah. Dahlia would probably blow up my spot.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Damn it.
Because she'll either be sleeping in my bed or in like my fluffy chair that she's claimed for herself. So
okay, back to the drawing board. Carry on, everyone.
I would
wouldn't have, like, Angelus wouldn't have gotten that far if Buffy had a dog.
You didn't know that in season 9 of Buffy, there's actually a mystical key, but they have to turn it into a dog, and then they like make the.
What kind of dog do you think Buffy would have if she had a dog? Do you think that she would have, like, as Harmony does later in the comics, like a little Paris Hilton purse chihuahua?
She'd have like a little pug, and it'd be very cute.
Oh.
I actually think, are we talking Buffy at the Summers home? Like it's at
Yes.
Ravello? I think it would be a lab. I think that she would have like like a golden retriever lab, a yellow lab.
I feel like that's too, like, I don't know, like,
I feel like
clothing catalog?
like the dog. Hank got the dog when things were bad. It was bad between him and Joyce, and obviously, like try to use that to fix things. Didn't fix things, and then he, of course, didn't take responsibility for the dog when the divorce happened. So, so he was like, "Here, I got a pug."
Pug, yeah. I'm using. I don't know how you all are framing what kind of dog it is, but for some reason, for me, I have the image of Buffy's birthday. And her and Joyce are sitting on the couch in their little scrunchy white socks. And I was trying to put a dog in that, like,
I think the pug fits in perfectly.
Yeah.
That little pug, like, scrunched up with them?
Little pug.
Everyone's so little.
Oh, my God.
what about, like, an elk hound?
I don't even know what that looks like.
Right, yeah. It sounds big.
It's huge, and it's, like, I think,
baby.
like, wire-haired. So imagine like a sort of like, hang on a second. This is good podcasting, right? I'm going to look up a picture on my phone and then hold it up to my computer camera.
Norwegian elk hound. Oh my God, it's so cute. I did not all imagine an elk hound.
I'm sorry. This is not what I was thinking of. Hang on.
You lied anyway.
I lied. I might be thinking of a different kind of hound.
It's definitely, the elk hound is not Buffy's dog. But
Chewie might have had some elk hound in him.
They're
Okay,
so,
okay.
I could see that. I could see that.
This one right here really looks
Wolfhound.
like.
You guys, Irish wolfhound.
Wolfhound.
Ooh, especially after she and Angel break up because he is soulless. She's like, I'm gonna get an Irish wolfhound.
Oh my God.
Because
Actually, no, the Irish wolfhound, they have an Irish wolfhound only for one episode, and it's the episode where Giles does a spell wrong and becomes a dog.
I will say, listeners, that a lot of the times when Kristin and Jenny, ask certain questions or get things wrong, like Laura Connor, I have to put in the notes after, and here's what this actually was, or here's why you were wrong, or here's why I quit the podcast.
Yeah, LaToya's always ready to tell us that we're wrong and also that she's quitting the podcast.
Laura Connor, you said it so confidently too. That's the thing, Jenny.
It was so nice that I didn't do it. I always do it.
I challenge
Who's
anyone.
that from Terminator, the woman? Oh, Laura Connor.
I challenge anyone to have a toddler and never get the fictional
Excuses.
character.
My mother had 3 children. If I asked her who it was right now, she'd say Sarah Connor.
Okay. I think I had just finished watching Twin Peaks too, so I think I was like Laura Palmer, Sarah Connor.
Oh, Sarah Palmer?
Laura's
Sarah Paulson. It was Sarah Paulson, I think.
I think it was Sarah Paulson.
Well, LaToya, cannot wait to have your thoughts on season 2. Cannot wait to have you on your favorite episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Holy shit! What a treat!
Passion.
What a treasure! What a gift upon this earth!
You're the best.
And then
Thanks.
I'll be on every episode for season 3, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Season 3. LaToya, a lot of people have started asking us, so you're doing Buffy once more with spoilers. Does that mean that you're doing Angel once more with spoilers? To which I say, listen, that's years from now. We can't make any promises. LaToya can't make any promises. All right, so put it in our files. Put it in between the pages of our Watcher's Diary. Angel on top with spoilers? Question mark? Exclamation
I'll
point.
spoil the shit out of it. And this is why this is great. Unlike season 5, that's just every episode.
That's the intro to every episode. LaToya, thank you for joining us here in the Watcher's Diary. Cannot
Always
wait.
a treat.
Yes,
Thank you
cannot
for
wait to see
having
you
me,
again.
guys.
Yeah,
Farewell, friends.
that's all we
For
do,
anything?
right? Is that all
Yeah,
we
I don't
do?
think we howl or anything, right?
No, we don't.
Okay.
Just the bell will sound gong.
Right.
Ah, woo, Di said.
On our podcast, Good Bad Billionaire, we explain how the world's billionaires made all their money.
Pop stars and tech titans, founders and filmmakers, inventors and investors, we cover them all. And for the first time, we're talking about a video game designer.
Yep, we're talking about Marcus Persson, the Swedish coding king who programmed the world's most successful game, Minecraft, all by himself.
He made $1 billion, but is he good, bad, or just another billionaire? Find out on Good Bad Billionaire. Listen on the BBC app or wherever you get your podcasts.